The bitter truth is, if you're not following these 7 habits, you're already falling behind on your health. You might train hard, eat clean, even take supplements, but you're still missing the routines that actually protect you long term. And every year, you skip them. Your risks for weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease only climb higher. In this video, I'll show you the 7 habits health-conscious people never skip, backed by hard science, not trends. And these won't be the cliché suggestions you hear everywhere like drink water, stay disciplined, or avoid smoking. Instead, it's going to be pretty deeper insight compared to those surface-level things. So you can stop wasting effort on the wrong things and finally get the energy, focus, and longevity you've been working for. Number 1, they treat sleep like a primary health behavior, not a nice-to-have. Most people think of sleep as optional. Nowadays, it has become a trend to sleep 6 hours, 5 hours, or even 4 hours a day. But health-conscious people never do that. Sleep is a basic pillar of health, just like food or exercise. During deep sleep, the brain acts like a cleaning crew. It washes out waste products that build up while you're awake. If you cut sleep short, or if your sleep is broken, that cleaning job doesn't get done. Over time, this mess piles up and harms brain function. And it's not just the brain. Poor sleep messes with hormones. One hormone, ghrelin, tells you you're hungry. Another, leptin, tells you you're full. But lack of sleep raises ghrelin and lowers leptin. The result, you crave heavy, calorie-packed food. Sleep loss also makes your body less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that controls blood sugar. Put together, this creates a direct path toward weight gain, diabetes, heart disease, and even dementia. The science behind this is called the glymphatic system. Think of it as the brain's plumbing. It becomes most active during deep, slow-wave sleep, especially in the first half of the night. So how do health-conscious people handle this? They keep a steady sleep and wake routine, aiming for at least 7 hours most nights. They protect the start of the night when deep sleep is strongest. They try to avoid waking up too many times because smooth, continuous sleep matters more than just lying in bed. Some people track their sleep with devices, but they don't panic over a single bad night. Instead, they look at long-term patterns. Look, what matters is consistency, not perfection. For the general public, the CDC says 7 hours or more is a good target. So if you want to measure your sleep, focus on 3 things. How many hours do you get? Aim for 7 or more most nights. How regular is your schedule? Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time. How efficiently do you sleep? Over 85% of your time in bed should be spent sleeping, not awake. And if you notice frequent breaks in sleep, memory problems, or suspect a sleep disorder, the best step is a professional sleep study. Number 2, they stack purposeful movement. Health-conscious people don't just move randomly, they move with purpose. They mix 2 kinds of activity: exercises that make the heart and lungs stronger, and exercises that build and protect muscles. Think of your heart and lungs like the engine of a car. And there's something called VO2 max, which measures how well that engine can use oxygen. The higher it is, the longer and healthier you tend to live. Studies show a simple pattern. The more people move, the less likely they are to die early. And also, as we age, muscles naturally shrink and weaken. This is called sarcopenia. Weak muscles not only make us frail, but also affect how our body handles sugar and energy. Resistance training, like lifting weights, using bands, or even body weight exercises, slows this process. It helps muscles stay strong and keeps blood sugar steady, protecting against diabetes and other diseases. How do health-conscious people actually do this? They don't just stick to one thing, they combine. Experts usually suggest 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity each week, like brisk walking or cycling, or 75 to 150 minutes of harder activity, like running or swimming. On top of that, at least 2 days of resistance training, where the main muscle groups are pushed to adapt with progressive challenge. But it doesn't stop there. Even outside the gym, they keep moving. They take stairs, break up long sitting hours, and set step goals. Research shows real health benefits around 7,000 steps per day, with added gains if you go up to 10,000. For most people, 7,000 is a solid, realistic target. But how do they track this? Simple. They count how many minutes of activity they do each week. They check if they got in 2 or more strength sessions. They keep an eye on their step count trend, aiming for about 7,000 a day. And for those who want to go deeper, occasional VO2 max tests can show how much their fitness engine has improved. Number 3, they make food quality the default. Think of your body like a car. If you keep filling it with cheap, low-grade fuel, the engine will struggle. But if you use clean fuel, it runs longer and smoother. Food works the same way. Most people today eat a lot of ultra-processed foods like packaged snacks, sugary drinks, ready-to-eat meals. They're tasty and convenient, but they come with a price. Big studies show that people who eat a lot of these foods are more likely to gain weight, face heart problems, diabetes, even certain cancers. Mental health also takes a hit. Why? Because these foods often trick your body's fullness signals, carry chemical additives that mess with gut bacteria, and overload you with quick, hyper-flavored calories. Now here's the twist. The opposite is also true. People who eat more fiber-rich foods, like vegetables, whole grains, beans, and nuts, live longer and have fewer heart issues. If you spread protein evenly across meals, it helps keep muscles strong and metabolism steady. For most adults, a good target is 20 to 35 grams of protein in each main meal. Older people, or those trying to build muscle, may need even more. So how do health-conscious people actually do it? They flip the script. Instead of asking, "What snack should I add?" they ask, "Which ultra-processed food can I cut?" They check labels, avoid long lists of strange additives, and make their plates mostly about vegetables, grains, and legumes. Protein isn't all piled at dinner. It's spread across the day. Some even try eating within earlier time windows, like finishing dinner before sunset. Research shows this helps a little, mostly because it cuts total calories, not because of magic timing. You don't need perfection to see results. Even if you cut just 20 to 30% of your processed food intake, it makes a measurable difference in blood sugar, cholesterol, and weight. You need to aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily builds a strong base. If you want to track progress, you can keep an eye on body weight, muscle versus fat, cholesterol levels, and blood sugar. Number 4, they control stress biologically. To stress is human. Stress doesn't just sit in the head. It hits the body. The nervous system, heart rhythm, and even blood inflammation get pulled in. One key signal is heart rate variability, HRV. Think of it like music. When the rhythm changes naturally, the body's flexible. When it's flat and stiff, the system's under strain. And chronic stress keeps the body stuck in fight or flight. The stress switch, the HPA axis, never shuts off. Blood pressure climbs, inflammation builds, heart disease risk shoots up. Big studies show low HRV equals higher risk of early death. The fix? Train the system. 5 minutes of slow breathing, short mindfulness breaks, yoga or structured breath work calm the nerves and improve HRV. They don't just relax you, they lower blood pressure and cut inflammation. The smart ones don't obsess over daily HRV scores. They track the trend week by week. Rising averages mean real progress. Exercise boosts HRV too, building a buffer against stress. So just measure resting HRV, blood pressure if you're at risk, and markers like CRP or IL-6 if stress runs high. These show what stress is really doing under the surface. Number 5, they use targeted biomarkers and self-measurement to close the gap between intention and outcome. Health-conscious people don't guess, they measure. Because feelings can lie, numbers don't. That's why they also don't depend on old tests because of their vagueness. LDL-C, which measures the bad cholesterol linked to artery clogging, tells you about cholesterol, but not the full risk. ApoB does. It counts the actual particles clogging arteries. Because ApoB counts the actual particles that carry cholesterol and drive heart risk. That's why experts now push for ApoB. Blood sugar is the same story. HbA1c shows your average blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. But it hides spikes. A CGM shows the real picture. It's a simple sensor that tracks blood sugar in real time, 24/7. Naturally, it reveals when meals cause dangerous jumps. Time in range shows how long sugar stays steady. Variability shows how much it bounces. This matters. Without it, you get false reassurance. So numbers look fine, but risk is hiding. With the right test, the truth comes out. That's why people match tests to risks. Do you have a family history of heart disease? Check ApoB, energy swings or weight issues? Wear a CGM, body goals. Use DEXA scans that measures body fat, muscle, and bone density. Fitness focus. Run VO2 tests, which tells you the maximum oxygen your body can use during intense exercise. Finally, there's home BP checks, which you need to do always. And keep your checklists clear. ApoB ideally under 100 milligrams per deciliter for moderate risk, under 80 for high, under 65 for very high. Glucose. No strict non-diabetic targets yet, but spikes after meals is always considered bad. So health-conscious people don't fly blind. They use instruments. That's how intention turns into outcome. Number 6, they manage environmental risk. Air, light, sound, and chemical exposures matter. People who are not reality health conscious but try to take care of health only focus on food and exercise. But they often overlook one underlying but major factor: environment, the air, noise, light, and chemicals, because these things quietly kill. Remember, dirty air is still one of the top global killers. It attacks the lungs and the heart. You don't even need a cigarette. Plus, traffic noise raises blood pressure and strains the body. Nightlight tricks the brain, ruins sleep, and messes with metabolism. These dangers build up over time. So health-conscious people fight back. They check the air quality index. If the air is bad, they filter it indoors and skip heavy outdoor workouts. They shut out streetlight with blackout curtains. They cut screens before bed. They block noise with insulation or sound machines. They avoid toxic cookware and keep smoke out of the house. Small steps, but over decades, they save health. So you should also watch out for these. For example, the air quality must be around PM 2.5, the fine dust that slips into the lungs. Bedroom light at night. Noise levels where you live and sleep. The goal is simple: lower long-term exposure and move closer to safe global standards. Number 7, they design behavior, not rely on willpower. Most people think success is all about willpower. It's not, because willpower fades fast, like phone battery. It drains, and you have to charge it up every time. Otherwise, diets and workout plans collapse. But the permanent fix is when you make it system. You design habits so they run on autopilot. Same action, same place, repeated often. Your brain locks it in. Soon it's automatic, like brushing teeth. If-then rules help too, no guesswork. If I finish dinner, then I walk. No debate, just action. Just ask yourself these questions. Can you do it? Is the setup right? Do you care enough? If you miss one, the habit fails. Health-conscious people simply nail this. They keep fruit in sight, gym bag packed, new habits stacked on old ones, progress tracked, like steps, weight, heart data, everything. These personal feedback keeps them sharp. And the result? Tiny daily wins beat perfect plans that never start. Just start showing up and repeat that. That's the secret. Quick, evidence-based measurement checklist. Clearly, health isn't about doing everything at once. It's about a few basics done right. Start with sleep. 7 hours a night, same time in and out of bed, keeps your system running. Now, movement. You don't need 10,000 steps. Around 7,000 a day is enough to cut risks and keep energy up. Exercise adds more. Do 150 to 300 minutes of moderate cardio weekly. Add 2 strength sessions. That's fuel for your heart and armor for your muscles. Food is the next step. Protein rebuilds your body. So get 20 to 35 grams per meal, more if you're older or building muscle. On the other hand, fiber protects your gut and heart. 25 to 30 grams daily from whole foods. Finally, the numbers that matter. ApoB shows artery risk. If it's under 100, that's good. BERT under 65 means high risk. HbA1c checks long-term blood sugar. Lipids reveal cholesterol. Home blood pressure gives the real picture. CRP, if needed, flags hidden inflammation. The formula is simple. Charge, move, build, clean, and check under the hood. That's how you stack the odds in your favor. So now, what's stopping you from making them non-negotiable? Are you going to wait until your body breaks down to act, or will you start today while you still have the chance? If this gave you clarity, hit subscribe and share this with someone who needs the wake-up call. And until we meet again, stay fit and be well.